Hi there. Good morning from Hilton, New York. This is our garden, the back garden, which is mainly a daily display garden. We grow about 300 different cultivars, down from about 400. But I have some other interesting trees, shrubs, things in here in the meantime. But I just want to show you the pond first, which we had a drain recently because we had all of our fish died because we brought in a couple new koi. Oh, those are pretty dry. That actually killed off all our fish, so we had to let it sit, drain it. They replaced the fish, which we got the other day. One was not looking as good the next morning, so my husband went back and got a bottle of a bacterial treatment. So far no more dead fish or anything, and keeping our fingers crossed. But I'll bring you over up here. We have a little area here that gets shade after this morning sun in the afternoon, so I have some shadier plants in here. It'll still be hellebore, lungwort, a nice oak leaf hydrangea, and a couple other hydrangeas. But as I see some of the pretty daylilies that are left, which they are past peak now, there's some that are gorgeous, like Adamas. And this one is called Answering Angels. And this is Pirate's Prism. And one of my granddaughter's daylilies is open. This is a Morgan Lynn Quadrat. Pretty. And over here, this is our Serviceberry, which gets flowers in the spring, gets beautiful little berries. Then the waxwings and robins come and just shake the tree eating them. And there's a little bit of shade, so we have some hosta and it'll still be under there as well. And we just took out a couple of the Itea. They were just getting too overgrown, too crowded. Didn't like the look of it. So now we have our witch hazel, which this is Arnold's Promise. They get the pretty fragrant blooms in like February or March when hardly anything else is out. Here's some more daylilies. This is a double peach magnolia. There are so many different types of daylilies. Smalls, miniatures, doubles. They call them unusual forms. I was just going to say, excuse me, UFOs. But there's spider type. This is just a very tall one a friend sent me. Panic in Detroit. Girl's Fairy House over here. And this big section of daylilies that borders this garden. They all start with the word Broadway. That person who created them always put the word Broadway in front of them. So they stay nice and small. This is the tree peonies, which unfortunately, with that hard late frost we had in May, 3 of them did not do so well. They still have growth on them, so I'm going to leave them, see what happens next year. But thankfully, all the other ones were blooming this year. This is our river birch, which years ago was so small. Well, my husband brought it in on a hand dolly type thing, and it's a clump form. And this is, I believe, 16 years now we've had it. And this tree is just wonderful. It provides enough shade here so I can have some of these shadier plants. Mainly I have some hostas, turtle head, ferns, but I like to sit on this bench then listen to the pond, or I have that one little bird bath here in the tree peony garden that the little goldfinches especially like to come to. So as I mentioned, then we go back into a little bit of sun again, so I go back to my daylilies. And this is one of the daylilies that started my obsession, was Indian paintbrush. And it was one of two I bought, and it's like potato chips. You can't have just one daylily. But I know 300 is a little much, but so I like a little bit of statuary. My granddaughters like to sometimes put stuff in her little tray there. And there's another double. Another friend sent me this holiday party. Here's a shot of our weeping cedar. It's a Nootka, N-O-O-T-K-A. And again, we didn't think it was going to get that big, but it really is a beautiful focal point at the pond there. Butterfly bushes are just starting to get their blossoms and starting just to open up, and then it will be covered with monarchs and some of the swallowtails. Just lovely. This area has the candy garden, which all of these have the word candy after the name, and they're very, very prolific bloomers, and just some of my favorite daylilies. These sparkleberry bushes, we have 1 male, 4 females, get these beautiful bright red berries in the winter for the birds to eat. This is our Chinese fringe tree, which it breaks dormancy late, like May, late May into June, and then it goes really quick, where then it gets its leaves, then it gets white flowers all over it. There, you walk by it, it is so fragrant. Then some varieties, and ours does, it's getting these little berries. They will turn dark bluish purple, and again, birds like them. We also have some Fothergilla bushes, like 3 of them. There's one back behind the fringe and one over there, that are doing much better that we separated them. They were kind of in a grouping, and they just get beautiful white flowers in the spring. My husband's grass over there. I have a little renegade there that one of my friends has already claimed. And then again, these are all daylilies in this garden that have some name in them to do with kings, queens, castles, dragons, things like that, that we call the Once Upon a Time garden. My son, when he was a lot younger, was into all the stuff like that. So all of them have fun names like that. Well, here's a royal butterfly. This is Druid's Chant, Dragon's Eye, First Night, spelled with a K, K-N-I-G-H-T. There's another double. Sometimes it doubles a lot more than this. That's Highland Lord, Ida's Magic, and Wisest of Wizards. Like I said, there's a lot of pretty ones that are still out, but a week or two ago, this garden was just overflowing with blossoms and blooms, and we still have some late varieties to go. They're like, you know, tulips and stuff, where you have your earlies, mids, and lates. They do have that in daylilies as well. Everybody's been falling in love with this one, Sword of Honor. Got a lilac here. This is Sensation. it's getting better. It's taken a few years to get going, and this other oak leaf that I purchased late in the season on a sale, it was huge, but I gave it a good haircut last year and then moved it, and it's doing okay, but I'm going to see if it blooms this year. If not, we'll see. This is another new favorite. This is called, I can't get the coloring just right, it's called Handwriting on the Wall. It's just beautiful. Bought it last year in Vermont. And we used to have a huge thundercloud plum here where I had all shade plants under here. Then it had to come down. It was diseased or something, and now we have, this is the second year for this golden rain crabapple, which it's really pretty. It's supposed to have less of the little crab apples and smaller, and so far that's true. And we have a few more daylilies that are open that you can see some pretty, there's little ants in there, and Navajo Princess. This one is called Lavender Blue Baby, which this is a Scout Medal winner, which the Daylily Society gives one award every year as the top award. It's like the Emmy, and they pick one every year, and that was one year. And this is another one of my favorites. This one is called Accent on Style, and I don't know if you can catch it, but it's called a glitter edge, and it just shines like gold. And some daylilies have it, and it's like breathtaking. Another favorite new to the garden this year is actually sent to me by accident, and then the lady sent the right one, but she let me keep this one. It's called Linda Daniels, and its blooms are big and beautiful. And here's Ebony Pools, nice dark. And I did have more of the spiders by the pond, but a lot of them are winding down. Just one back there that you can see along the dancing dragonflies. It's called a bitone because the outer petals are like solid color, and the other ones it's two-toned. One is like lighter on the outside, and then the other petals will be darker, so they call it a bitone. And I just like having some of the spiders by the pond because they kind of dance around and just look so delicate. And if any of the fish are out, I don't see them. And then we have a little Japanese maple here. I'm not sure of the variety. We took it out of my mom's yard after she passed away, and we were getting ready to sell the house. It was a lot smaller, and I didn't want to leave it behind. So my mom's blooming in the garden there, along with her daylily. She's got one too. But this is my garden, and I hope you like this little tour, and maybe sometime I'll be able to show you the sides and the front. Hope you have a great day. Bye.